Janet, thank you for the question because this segues in perfectly where I was going. We've seen in this market, first-time home buyers really hurt, depending on the quality of the first-time home buyer, right? FHA, even VA first-time home buyers that aren't putting 20% down plus 150 grand on top of that, really have a hard time buying. So do you think, like right now, between now and in between like November is the best time if you're a first-time home buyer to jump back in this pond? Jason, start with you because guess first.
So if you look at the stats, which I'm a data guy, about 30% of all the sales are going to first-time home buyers, and it really hasn't changed much over the past couple of months. So I would say that there's a first-time home buyer. No, I wouldn't treat all first-home buyers the same, right? I've helped first-time home buyers who had like $200,000 they're going to put down on buying a house. You compare that to a first-time home buyer that needs down payment assistance. That's like two completely different buyers. And so with a first-time home buyer that has ample savings for paying over the appraised value, ample down payment, they're not going to be really having a really hard time or as hard a time. But where you have the folks that really need a down payment assistance, those are the folks that are going to be really priced out of this market, going to have a super incredibly hard time trying to get an offer accepted. Of course, every market's different, but in general, I would say that's the case because most of the offers I'm seeing in my marketplace, they're at least 20% down, often a lot more than that. And then a lot of buyers right now too are waiving their all contingencies whatsoever, which in my I've been an agent for 9 years. First time I saw that, except for like a complete fixer, was earlier this year. And now when we're getting up against other buyers are doing that. And in my marketplace, oftentimes sellers don't even disclose anything. So you get your disclosure packet about, hey, this is what's wrong with the house. Here's all the inspections. The buyer does all the inspections. So right now, buyers are writing basically blind offers with no contingencies whatsoever, and just crossing your fingers there's no foundation issues or whatever. Which is totally different than San Francisco, for example, because they give you a disclosure package before you write an offer. So it's pretty common there to write offers with no contingencies.
What do you guys think? Do you think that that we're going to see more inventory and first-time home buyers that aren't, putting all of this 20% down? Are they going to have an opportunity right now? What are you seeing in the market?
So the first thing I want to say is I think builders are starting to trickle some sweat just a little bit. So I've had so many builders reach back out to me when they wouldn't answer the phone. They wouldn't answer the phone for weeks and months. And now they're reaching out to me and they're saying, hey, you know what? I've got this place. It could be perfect. I know you've got buyers. I remember this voicemail that you left. And I was like,
wow.
Okay. So because
I'm having that too.
Because of that, just so Friday of last week, I got a VA buyer under contract with a new build. What? Like, that's awesome. VA loans and FHA loans, people just weren't accepting them. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
What's the price point though?
Say it again.
What's the price point?
Just over 4.
Okay.
Is the house built already, or is it like a 9 month?
Good question. So here, a lot of the builders, most of the builders are doing inventory style, but they're building everything. And then when it's about 90% complete, 70 to 90% complete, they'll call us realtors and they'll say, hey, guess what? We've got something for you.
Yeah.
So this one will be closing next month like a traditional resale home.
So does that mean the buyer backed out then?
No, they just didn't release it.
Interesting.
They didn't release it. They see that the market, it doesn't, they can't just write their own checks like they could 3 months ago.
Totally different here.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that too. I'm getting a lot more text, but the ones that are falling apart, yes. And then the same thing, they're releasing the name that I will not name. They're now putting their stuff on the MLS with, this is a bid. and we're bidding on these. You have till Friday to bid on these. D.R. Horton, I know they're still doing, but what they're doing is they're waiting until they're past sheetrock to actually put those on the market. Kevin, jump in here, man. What are you seeing?
Well, I was going to ask, the one thing I was curious about with Jason is you said that some markets, like you said, the Bay Area market, they give you a disclosure packet, but then you're expected with the disclosure packet that you're going to waive an inspection. Is that right?
I know that's very common in San Francisco, where you're giving a disclosure packet ahead of time. And so, the market in San Francisco is, nuts to begin with. So I think that's really common for people to write offers with no contingencies. But it's totally different just on the other side of the San Francisco Bay, because we had some friends who bought a house in like Livermore area, which is just on the other side of San Francisco Bay, and they're not given anything whatsoever. But in their market, 100% common, if you don't write an offer with no contingencies whatsoever for well over the asking price, you are not going to be buying a house. So it's I can just foresee all the lawsuits going to be happening here in the next few months, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking like, from their standpoint, probably in your current market, though, you said they don't give you the disclosure packet though right now, but those people, are those folks still expected to waive an inspection period? So they're basically buying out, because you mentioned like it could have a foundation issue or something, but then you wouldn't necessarily know about it. So are you waiving the right to terminate? Or not the right to terminate necessarily. I mean, we do different here in Texas. We have an option period where you can terminate regardless, and you can do whatever you want. You can get an inspection. You could throw a party. I don't know if you can throw a party or not. Don't quote but obviously you have a chance to see if the foundation's falling apart and still back out of that deal potentially.
Oh, okay. So no, I'm personally not. I don't have clients that I'm working with that we write offers and no contingencies whatsoever. But I know we have been beaten out by like $1 million houses where people are waiving all their contingencies whatsoever. So what that means is that at least in my market, we have like 3 contingencies, right? The inspection, the appraisal, and the loan contingencies. And so the inspection is basically you could back out for virtually any reason. But if you waive that ahead of time, place your 1 to 2% deposit at the title company, then you can't back out and get your deposit back. There's no what do you call it? A first look?
Option period.
Option period. Yeah, we don't have that here. So if you write an offer with no contingencies whatsoever and you submit your deposit to the title company, good luck.
I was going to say, Jeremy, I think your question was about it's about first-time buyers buying in. I'll be honest with you. My recommendation is if you are a first-time buyer and you can afford it right now, literally right now, get in and make offers on the houses for the people that listed the week before 4th of July. Absolutely. They're going to be the most desperate to sell. And I think that they're already freaking out. I know, because I've talked to another agent and she's like, why hasn't my house, her client's like, why doesn't my house have multiple offers right now? And she's asking, what do you think?
I just showed a client, we're looking at single story under 850. And we drove around for 2 days straight. Every single property, we showed probably 8 homes a day. So 16 homes, only 3 homes had just hit the market like recently, but everything was like 15, 20 days. And I just put a client under contract. Kevin, it was one I was trying to get you on your property over there. And 1.1 was the list price. We got under contract well under $1 million, under $1 million. So, yes, but it was, 15 days on market. Thanks for watching this short of the REALMigos podcast. For more live streams, hit here. For more clips, hit here. We'll catch you on the next one.